everyone. I'm Hannah Rodriguez, and I just finished my 200-hour yoga teacher training with my vinyasa practice, and I'm so excited to start working on my online yoga studio called Body Wisdom Yoga by Hannah. And so I'm offering two um, services which I'm working on outlining for you guys today. So um, I already posted a video talking about family yoga, which is for parents and kids. It's a therapeutic style of yoga to work on attachment, self-regulation, etc. Go watch that video if you're interested. This video is to talk about yoga for mamas. So my story is that I just had a baby 5 months ago, and my pregnancy was concurrent with the pandemic. I found out that I was pregnant towards the end of February of 2020, and that's when the pandemic was like in the news. They're like, oh my gosh, everything might shut down. This is going to change the world. And so it was really quite a scary apocalyptic experience feeling that I had. I was like, what's going on? The world is insane, and I'm pregnant, and what's gonna happen to me? It was really scary. And then going through pregnancy during the pandemic was an interesting experience. I was quite isolated. I quarantined the whole time in my apartment. And so my pregnancy did not go as I had expected it to. As far as, having other people involved and being around other people and, getting to know other pregnant mamas, and things were changing with how healthcare was working and how hospitals were dealing with birth and recovery and everything. And the list goes on and on. It was really, really not something I had expected. It wasn't how I expected it to go, but we got through it, and it was beautiful. And it was really positive experience overall, but also it was a little strange and a little weird. And the reason that I'm mentioning this story is because one of the things that I felt I was missing was connection to other moms and connection to other pregnant women. And I looked and looked and looked for like a sisterhood circle or like a mom's group, like a support group type of thing. And I also looked for prenatal yoga. Couldn't find any of those things. And I felt like I was really suffering with my mental health because I felt so isolated, and I felt like I couldn't make the connections that I was needing. So now that I have a 5-month-old, I'm starting to kind of get back into shape and starting to feel like myself again. And the pandemic is, more or less becoming more understood and more controlled and more looking like we're gonna be able to get the vaccine, and eventually this will end, hopefully, crossing fingers. So anyway, so I wanted to talk about what I want to build based on what happened to me, and describe what I want to offer to the world with yoga. So even before the pandemic hit, I noticed that there was kind of a lack of groups for moms, because like when I was thinking about getting pregnant, when we were trying and stuff, I was like thinking about what I really wanted while I was pregnant, and then as a mom, and I really wanted that connection to other moms through the whole process. And it was really hard to come by. It was hard to find even before the pandemic hit. So I want to create that. I want to, You know how Gandhi says, be the change you want to be in the world, be the change you want to see in the world, rather. Well, my goal is to create a community. And so I'm going to start this community online so that anyone in the world who's pregnant or who is a new mom, or even if you're a mom, um, with older children and you just feel like this need to connect, I want to create that for you. I want to create that space for you. And something that I am working on for myself is my own mental health because of, lots of reasons, but especially because of that isolation feeling. I have struggled with postpartum depression and anxiety, and it's been really hard. It's been a long road, and it's taken a lot from me to stay regulated within myself. And I like to share that openly because, I want other moms to know that you're not alone, and that, even though I'm trying to create this space professionally, I know what it's like to go through PPD and PPA. So I want to create a space to promote maternal mental health, and I want to really study maternal mental health to understand the needs of women who experience things like postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety. And there are some women who experience postpartum psychosis as well. And I want to expand the supports for women who experience that. And one of the things that I found predisposes women to experience a postpartum mood disorder is isolation. What do you know? The pandemic is not going to help. It's not going to help that. So I want to create a community, a sisterhood circle, wellness courses of holistic practices that you can use to promote your mental health. And then also I want to practice yoga classes with pregnancy, postpartum, as well as just a women's yoga class as well, to focus on what we need, what our bodies need when we're going through those different stages of life, and to just really focus on our mental health, nourishing ourselves, because we have to go out and nourish the kiddos of the world. And some of us have to nourish our parents who are getting older and ailing, and some of us have to take care of, other people, other family members. We are the caregivers. We are the nourishers of the world. And if we are not healthy and whole, we can't help other people be healthy and whole. So that's an overview of what I want to provide. I want to provide a community, a sisterhood circle, yoga classes for pregnancy, postpartum, as well as all stages of motherhood, and simply, even if you're not a mom, I want to provide a place for women to come and just connect to one another. And so that's my big goal, is to really focus on maternal mental health. And I want to be as inclusive as I can be of any and all women who feel like they need this space. So I'm starting this online, and hopefully someday it'll grow to be a brick and mortar business where I can actually have you guys come and see me in person. But fingers crossed, we will get there someday. And I'm trying to figure out how to take donations. So if you want to donate to the cause, donate to the building fund of getting to that point where we have a studio, that would be so wonderful. I would love that. And I don't even know how to do that yet. So if you're a tech person, or you're like a person who knows accounting or business operations, I would love to get in contact with you to help me learn how to do all that stuff, because I'm here. I have like the therapeutic and yoga skills, but I don't know what I'm doing. As far as business wise, again, I'm on the very beginning of my journey with this business. And another thing to say is I'm also a psychotherapist on the side. So a lot of what I'm going to teach comes from a mental health perspective. And I feel like it's so needed right now. Um, so the last thing I want to mention is that all of my classes are trauma informed, which means I am very focused on uh, understanding that some of us have been through traumatic experiences, and I'm not always going to know what you've been through. My goal is to create a safe container space um, for everyone who comes to my classes, so that you can feel held, so that you can feel supported, so that you can feel safe and not judged while you get back in contact with what's going on internally, and learn to regulate your nervous system after trauma. A lot of us experience an a dysregulated nervous system, which is a highly active fight or flight mechanism. And so yoga can really help us calm that and get back into the resiliency zone. And so I practice trauma informed yoga so that you can feel safe in this space, and so that you can learn about how to re-regulate your nervous system after trauma. And I am very aware that um, pregnancy and birth and postpartum trauma can happen in any part of that experience. Pregnancy and birth and childbearing is a beautiful, amazing, wonderful time in a woman's life, but it can also be very scary. It can be very lonely. It can be hard, and it can be traumatic. There are things that can go wrong um, during those times, and some women experience loss. Some women experience medical trauma, and some women experience very very close calls to losing either herself or her baby or both. And I'm very aware that that is something that happens for women, and so this space is for you. If you've been through that before, just know, you know, that is what I'm trying to create. I'm trying to create a soft, gentle, compassionate container space where you can heal from whatever happened to you during that time. So, thanks so much for stopping by to learn about the programs that I'm trying to put together for you guys. And leave me a comment below, or um, feel free to check out my website. It is practicebodywisdomyoga.wordpress.com. And there's a contact form there if you want to get in touch with me. Um, Please feel free to reach out if you have anything that you want to say or add or help out with. I would love to get started with connecting to everyone who's interested in this community. So, last thing I want to say is I want to make this accessible and affordable for everyone. I don't want the cost, I don't want the money to come between, the services that you need. So anyway, trying to figure all of these nuts and bolt pieces out, how to start this business. And I'm very passionate about helping as many women as I can. So anyway, namaste. Thank you for joining me. Mwah. Check back with me soon. I'm hoping to start getting some services and products online available for purchase soon. So thanks, everyone. Mwah.